You're tuning in to Past Our Prime,
a show powered by Squadlocker.
Here are your hosts, retired Astros minor league star Tip Fairchild and former Patriots All-Pro center Dan Copen.
Welcome to the program. We're back, Past Our Prime, episode 25. Do you want to do the an update on your identity? Do you have
Well,
that
I was going to
still?
see if you're going to say, that's Tip, I'm
You
Dan,
know,
and then I was going to say, that's actually no longer my name.
Well, you planned it out and it didn't happen.
No, so right now,
So here's something where you just have to adjust.
yeah, I'm adjusting on the fly. Right now, an update on the identity theft situation is I've contacted all the credit bureaus. They don't even, two of them don't recognize my name and social security number together, which is not a great thing.
That's not good.
One of them did, though. And supposedly, all you need to do is have one of them because then it freezes everything else. Here's a new development, though. So right now, lately, I've been getting credit cards mailed to me in the mail. And I always, you get the fake ones, the paper ones. I give those to the kids. They put in put in their fake purses or whatever. There's nothing real about them. And then I get this one that's purple, and I'm like, oh, great. I'll give this one, to my oldest daughter. And I get ready to give it to her. I'm like, man, this one feels good. It has a chip in it, too. That's like making it look real. Then I was like, wait a minute. I turn over. Jelly. It was a purple card. Never heard of it before. I'm like, oh, this is a real thing. I end up calling up customer service, trying to cancel it. It was a hard task to cancel it because they're like, you're not the person that set it up.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I don't know. Now I'm lost.
Yeah.
Right? So, but they did give me a phone number and an email.
Are they putting Thomas on there or Tip?
Thomas. Yeah.
Okay. They're going
Thomas
official.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
They're going really official. That's as official as it gets. So they're really digging into me right now. But anybody who has a potential, a LifeLock representative out there, you could give me a call, help me finish this thing off here because I'm getting deep now. And I'm trying to get a new vehicle, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to. So we're getting into where it's actually affecting life a little bit.
I'm waiting for the day where you call and you're stuck on the side of the road because of that clicking noise actually became something.
Of my vehicle.
Yeah.
Oh, you're already waiting for it.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's happening. So I'm waiting to get a car, and it's going to be an issue trying to get one because the identity is definitely stolen. So Max, I don't know. We might. Everybody's
it's just
asked
busy
me.
work, right? I mean, it happens. It sucks, but. Maybe on Sunday you should have.
I did a bunch. There's a lot to do.
You played a bunch of holes on.
Yeah, I did. I did play a lot
on
of golf
Sunday, and then you went to the driving range too. So, on Sunday, your time would have been better well served.
Well, then we went to field hockey.
Oh, field hockey.
We met at field hockey.
Yeah, those all for the kids.
Yeah,
that's what our life revolves
Sunday
around.
evenings. Absolutely. Got a guest today, Josh Muecke. I didn't even look up any of his baseball stats at all because that's not why we're bringing him on. We're just bringing him on for his storytelling ability and some of the things that he's been involved with baseball. So when he comes on, I'll actually say that to him. Nobody actually cares about your stats at all, how many years you played. Let's just get into this, right? Yeah. So he'll be on soon.
Why are you wearing a jacket right now, by the way?
Well,
it is going to be 1,000 degrees in here in about 10 minutes.
It's cold out. It's 60 degrees out. So I had a jacket. It's a lightweight jacket.
Cold where?
And I went no collar golf shirt today.
It's not 60 degrees outside right now.
It's pretty chilly.
No way.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong, but
I think it's like 80.
No collar golf shirt today though. So
no collar.
It fits a little tight though. So I'm wearing the jacket, keeping the jacket on.
I wore the mock shirt
on the range when you had 1,000 balls.
I did. I got a blister to prove it. It's healing now, but I mean, it baffles me. The game baffles me where. Last week I played on Wednesday. I shot a 77. Everything felt pretty good. I actually couldn't hit the driver at all, but I still shot well. And then on Thursday,
we played Thursday.
Thursday was just it was
wheels
brutal.
fell off.
It's infuriating,
especially when your partner's piping it down the middle.
Yeah. So then I ended up going to the driver. Well, I think we got it fixed. So
okay, I'm
it's just one of those things. It just keeps you going.
Speaking of golf, Phil Mickelson. PGA Championship. That was pretty cool to watch.
That was cool. I agree. It was cool.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to try and take anything away from him.
Oh boy, here we go.
No. I heard a few people or a few stories, or this might be the greatest achievement in sports.
No, that's not it. No, that's not accurate.
I've read it.
I know, but that's not an accurate statement.
It's not accurate, right?
Yeah, we agree on that
Okay.
for sure. Yeah.
All right. Well, I was going to thought we were going to go back and forth.
No. I mean, it's cool that but 50 is the new like 35 anyway in terms of like health for a lot of these guys. So like it's just
Phil's in better shape now than he was at 35.
Way better, right? So like he's playing good. He played good golf this week. It's great that he came back and won, but like I think Tiger's going to do the same thing eventually.
Do you think?
So
do you think that? I mean, Tiger doesn't need any extra motivation. I think it's just one of those guys that has it in him all the time. I think this is just a challenge that he's going to accept. But him winning at 50.
It motivated.
Do you think it's more?
Oh yeah, it would. Yeah, definitely. I think he got like cranked up with it. Like he's excited now. Maybe like he already was gonna try to come back. I'm sure he's like, listen, hey, how old is he? 42. Tiger?
That I don't know.
42, 43, something like that. He's got years to win. Like he's like, oh, that's for me.
Probably just opens his eyes and be like, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's
still on
6 years till I'm 50. That's so I have a chance to win 24 majors. That's what he's probably thinking.
Do you think Kiowa Island sort of set Phil up a little bit better too? Because I mean, it's long, but the length isn't. These guys,
they all pound.
I mean, Phil's hitting a 330.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's fine with his length and all that stuff. His wedges are insane, but when you're on that course or whatever, the wind's whipping. Don't you think experience matters?
Experience and like being able to hit all the crazy shots that he can hit anyway.
Right.
That was a huge thing because he had to hit a bunch of those, like the bunker shot. Like as soon as he was in that bunker, I was like, oh, he like holes shots out of the bunker all the time. Like he's probably gonna hold this out. And Koepka's my guy. Can't believe he didn't finish that.
I can't wait to.
Oh, I'm so angry because I was like, I remember I texted my dad. I was like, nobody comes close to beating Koepka today.
Yeah.
Like you put that guy in position to win, and like he's an animal, and the last couple times he's been in position to win, he hasn't won. So
is he an animal though?
He was.
No, the one and done. That's bullshit. Right?
He won 4.
I know, but I think he's only won like 4 tournaments. All of them are majors.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I mean. This was a major. He's a killer, and like when he gets in position,
how can you say he's a killer if he's only won 4 tournaments? I know they're majors. I'm not discounting that fact.
I think that's only. I get it.
But if he can't win, win on the Corn Ferry Tour.
He only wants to win majors. That's how it works.
That's bullshit.
I don't know. He's a major guy.
I think your love and obsession with him, putting him right below. I think we'll go 12-1.
12's
Koepka's too. I mean,
no one will ever.
You texted me a picture of your outfit that you were going to wear on Sunday. White pants and a pink shirt. I almost threw up on it.
Recording in progress.
It was Koepka's shirt. Are we recording?
Yeah, I hope we're recording.
Yeah. All right, good.
Max, are we good?
Yeah.
Is that going to show up on it, or are we just going to act like lunatics right now and nobody else heard what we heard?
That was the NSA.
The voice of God. Yeah. Like somebody told us that we're recording, which is good.
I 4 tournaments, right? I get they're all majors.
Yeah.
But is he a killer? I don't think he is.
I think he's a killer.
I don't think he is. And he's pulling a little DeChambeau action. Someone bumped my leg into a crowd when they were all going crazy. Making excuses. Which is,
here we go. Here goes Dan. Dan, you want to pick a fight today? You wanted to pick a fight.
I mean, we agree on most things. So
yeah, this is a good one. Did you see the video, though, of DeChambeau walking behind him?
I was hoping you didn't see that.
Oh, my God. It's so funny.
So if you haven't heard it, Koepka's given an interview on the Golf Channel. And it's just starting out, so you can sort of see him looking around. I think he caught.
Yeah, he saw him coming.
And
then he had the clickety-clack cleats. Is he wearing metal cleats?
No, yeah, they can wear metal cleats.
I know, but I'm surprised that they do that still.
Koepka does.
Crazy.
I think Koepka does.
Yeah, it's wild.
I think most of them do.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless you're Freddie Couples with a back issue, you're going to wear the comfy.
Surprising. I wouldn't have guessed that, but
he's kind of a pain in the ass.
Oh, Koepka?
Koepka.
Yeah, I kind of like the tude he has. A little attitude.
I get it, but is it too much at some point? Like, look, I get it. You're cocky.
Yep.
Great. Everybody, if you're a professional athlete, you probably have some cockiness into it.
Yep.
But do you have to let everybody know you're a complete
jerk?
Yeah, I was gonna
say stud.
A complete jerk, most of the time. Like,
maybe
it's almost going too far.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
just be humble a little bit,
Yeah, he was. Well, remember he didn't have any personality for a long time, and now he's got like this winner killer personality, but he's not winning and killing anymore. So I will agree with you on that side, but he's going to again.
I hate to interrupt, but I think we have somebody.
Maybe he'll get his fifth victory.
Do we want to roll right into Mickey coming right in hot? Let's do a quick ad read. Yeah. Hey, Dan.
Yes, Tip.
This one's for the hockey crowd again. Because we are selling the wheels off of hockey right now for these 300 kid leagues, 500 kid leagues, 800 kid leagues. It's getting crazy that all the hockey organizations that are coming to us right now because we've got
one of the big ones.
We got CCM.
Yep.
People want the rink suits. They want the lace-up hoodies. It's getting nuts. Fully customizable.
T-shirts.
I nailed that word. I was going to have the ad people change it.
Trying to slow down a little bit and talk more clearly.
Okay, hang on. Let me take a breath. At Squadlocker, you'll find an edge, and you won't see her anywhere else.
Oh. You almost got it.
Direct player access, shop gear all season long. Super fast fulfillment, direct right to your door. Yeah, that's how we do it.
Yep, I think the convenience factor there, that Amazon-like experience that you want. Coaches, you got other stuff to do. Let the parents take care of it. Let them take care of the ordering. Let them take care of the sizes. Yep. And it shows right up, and you can go spend time with your family. Coaching. You want to go golf?
Yeah.
You want to drop some plays? You got some extra time to do it.
I was on a Zoom call with a couple organizations that were looking to bring somebody in. They just said, if you guys can do this and make it just come to the player's house, we'll do anything. And we said, hey, that's what we actually do. Squadlocker.com/CCM.
It's pretty easy.
Learn more there.
www.squadlocker.com/CCM.
Oh
boy, look at the background. Oh boy. That's the first picture that popped up when I Googled you.
Yeah. We just did an ad read.
It's so hot in here. I'm gonna start sweating.
You're gonna sweat. You're gonna see Dan pit it out in about 2 seconds.
I might have to do a change of a shirt. Good thing I have Adele's. Have you ever had Adele's, Josh?
Have you had Adele's?
Had a what?
Adele's.
No, what is that?
Well, Tip's hand isn't that big. It is that small of a cup. Adele's is
shot
lemonade basically, but it's chopped ice.
It's ice.
Yeah,
it's ice and real lemons. Real lemons. It's also like a cup of sugar, but we're not trying to impress.
On a hot day, it's really refreshing, though.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You look great.
Thanks, brother.
Yep. I mean, there's a segment coming up about how great you look here. Josh Muecke, to lead into this. By the way, that's Dan, and I'm Tip. So
nice to meet you. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, we appreciate you being here. And I was gonna pull up your stats and say, hey, how many years you played, in different baseball organizations. I was like, nobody really cares about that. We just want to hear the stories. We're ready to dig in.
Honestly, when someone comes on the screen in the background as "Call Him Hollywood" on with a picture of yourself.
Yeah.
We don't need baseball.
No, this guy, it's a piece of humble pie up there.
He's kind of like Kepka.
Do you happen to have the picture from your modeling career? Well, actually, let's just get into modeling career. I was going to wait till towards the end. Do you happen to have the picture from like high school days, Josh? Or I'm assuming you had like a puka shell necklace on. Was that the case?
I didn't really embrace the whole puka shell thing. Come what you would expect out of California. I did have a little frosted tips I went through. So I think it's kind of a given coming from California, the beach. I think it's something you got to just go through. It's growing up. And so I got through that phase, and somehow I bumped into somebody that said, "Oh, you should be a model," and thinking it was a scam like everything else. And it just so happened to work out. And Dan, I had to put this background up because Tip said in the show notes that we're going to touch on my modeling career.
I think it's priceless, Josh. I think it is absolutely priceless that you just showed up and that's in the background.
Oh, I mean, and look at the smile. Look at the smile. I mean, we're going to, our female viewership or listenership, people are going to start tuning into the YouTube now because we got his face on here. Look at that smile. Look at those teeth.
Well, what I wanted to, this is the main reason for this is, baseball led me to a lot of things, but one thing it led me to is being a dick model. And, obviously everybody's mind's going to go to the toilet there, but, just for clarification, you can see on the shirt there, it's Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yes.
So just want to clarify that because of, some of the perverts that are going to be commenting on the show. So.
Oh, man.
Have you ever met Dick?
Yeah. Have you ever met Dick of Dick's Sporting Goods or no?
It was crazy, but I got to fly to their headquarters. They put me up in a suite at a Penguins game. They flew me to the Empire State Building. I mean, I got treated better with Dick's than I did in my entire career. It was unbelievable.
You know what? I said you were kind of funny, Mick, but then you do this, we're ready. Like, this is gonna go. Like, I might have to take my jacket off now because it's gonna get hot in here.
Here we go.
He's actually got side sweat.
That's not. I spilled the water on the way in.
Okay, well, what about under your arm?
Oh, it's coming. It's so hot in here, Josh.
This is gonna have to be an in-person thing next time.
I could just smell the lemonade through the camera.
Yes,
it's just
exactly. So I'm sure we'll jump back into the modeling career. But first of all, what was your biggest ad besides this one? I mean, and were you ever paid for these, or was this more pro bono? Dick's Bono?
Oh no, this was a down payment on a house right here. Just that one right there.
Nice.
No, I was paid, and really where it all came to fruition is my freshman year at college. I kept it under wraps. It was not something that I bragged about. It was not something I wanted to talk about.
Besides a picture in your wallet, besides your headshot.
That just came up. I don't know how that happened, but so we're going on our first road trip in college, and we're going to Hawaii Hilo, and my whole team's in the airport. We're in a Hudson News. I'm grabbing some beef jerky, a Gatorade, whatever, and somebody goes, "Mickey?" And I'm like, "What?" And he's looking through a magazine, and there's like a 2-page spread of something I did that I forgot about. And then the cat's out of the bag. And then from that moment on, every time we had team pictures or photos, they're like, "Mickey, show us how it's done. How do we do this? I don't know what to do in front of a camera. Give us an example." And it just, from that moment on, it was, I took the flack that I deserve, but it was a good run.
That's tough. What was it, like a Calvin Klein ad or something? Was it something that was important, or how much clothing was on?
Did you have frosted tips?
Oh yeah, that was.
Did you have frosted tips?
I was still slightly frosted.
Nice.
Just barely. I was on my way out of that phase, but I was still frosted at the time. And it was fully clothed. It was some technology magazine, and I had a picture in front of a DeLorean, like the Back to the Future DeLorean, a taser. And like Apple had just come out with a MacBook, and I was holding one of those.
What that?
It
was unbelievable. Yeah, it was just random, but yeah, and that was it.
If you're getting paid for it, and I think the best advice that Bill had always given us is, hey, if they ask you to do it, you don't have to say yes. But I guess if you're the model or whatever, I guess that probably doesn't apply in that situation.
It's fine.
Yeah, the compensation is nice. Some of the repercussions. Was it worth it? I'd say yeah. Is
that like acting where it's reoccurring?
Oh, that's a good question.
Or is it just up front one lump sum, or does it?
Well, actually, they pay your agent, and then they take their cut, and then they cut you a check.
So you have two agents then when you're in baseball as well.
Oh, what would have been great is if you actually had the same agent for both.
That's what I'm wondering.
No, it was two. It was separate.
Oh, so how did you label those guys on your phone? Agent 1, Agent 2, Agent
2 phones, bat phone,
model agent, beauty agent.
I just had my Bogsy, nothing special, nothing cute. Bogsy was my agent, love him, unbelievable agent for sports.
Yep.
And then Wilhelmina was modeling agent. I don't know. They're out of Hollywood or something.
Did guys on the team come to you for advice?
Yeah, like I said, every team photo, every
they were serious on the team photo, like they wanted advice. I thought they were just busting your balls. But if they're going out that night, it's like, hey, can we get some product off of you or something like that?
No, nothing like that. Just busting the balls, the typical stuff you'd expect in a locker room.
Ice your face? Do you put your face in ice before you go out? Like bite your cheek a little bit so it pulls that dimple in some things?
It's God-given. It was natural. I didn't roll out of bed like this.
Perfect. Again, humble pie up there. I love it. So we've got a couple stories together. But first of all, how many years did you pitch? Now that I think about it, was it like 8? Was it that long?
It was like 8.5, round up to 9. Yeah.
Yeah, round up. Absolutely.
Mostly with Houston, but then somewhere else at the end, right?
Colorado.
Colorado. It was Colorado, which is basically a career ender for a pitcher. I was in Colorado Springs, which is a station in Denver. And I was very fortunate to pitch the last 2 years where they didn't use humidor balls in AAA. Mm-hmm. So right after I left, they're like, hey, we're tired of seeing scores 25-19. Maybe we should, humidor the balls a little bit like we do in the big leagues and just make it a little more realistic. And sure enough, I closed out my career at the 25-18 level,
So that is true. If you're playing up there, guys are just launching missiles off of you up in the altitude.
Oh, yes.
Dude,
is it really?
I can't tell you how many times I'd throw a pitch, and a guy would slam his bat down, drop an F-bomb, and I'm walking off fist pumping thinking I just made the third out. The fielder just keeps creeping back, and then it just doesn't come down.
No way.
Just like, oh my God, and then he starts running because he thought he was out. Everybody thought it was a pop-up to, shallow right, and it's gone.
Yeah. I mean, so that kind of, did you ever think about going to a different team other than the launching pad in wherever it was? Because I went to Lancaster to finish mine out, which was also like a jetway where people just hit. Like the stats there, they had to deflate him by like 60%. I can't remember the guy.
Is that the one? Is that the one in California?
Hit like 65 bombs in high. He broke Roger Maris's record.
Oh yeah. Remember the Astros tip? They'd skip their pitching prospects. They would skip Lancaster and go right to AA because they didn't want their feelings hurt in Lancaster.
They sent me back there after I got released.
It must have been tough.
Wait a minute here. We are going to skip. We're going to send Tip to AA, and like that's where. So.
That was your rehab assignment.
Well, no. It was I was early to AA. I was one of the first guys to go from my class, and that's why when I ran into like Mickey really, and then I blew my elbow out the first game of the year. But then when I came back, I went back to AA, got shelled. We talked about that word a bunch, and then they were like, "Hey, you know what's a great idea? Let's send him to Lancaster so that we can really push his confidence down below." And like an 80 ERA is great there. But like, it's balls just fly there too, but not as much as where he's talking about. That's launching.
The whole PCL, the whole AAA Pacific Coast League is just a disaster. Having anything under a 5 is ungodly in that league. Because, I pitched in Albuquerque one game where the wind was blowing out like 40 miles an hour to all fields. Anyway, wasn't blowing out to left or right to where I can kind of, maybe manipulate my pitches to help. It was all out. And literally BP, we were just crapping our pants because like 9 out of 10 balls were not just out, like out of the
sight. Yeah, gone.
Out of the, and I'm just like, I'm starting that night. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be, I'm hitting balls out in BP, and that's, I could handle the bat, but it's not like I'm usually peppering the ball over the fence. So I knew it's going to be a tough night. Crazy thing though, the score ended up 2-1.
Yeah, there you go. 2-1.
Everybody was trying to lift and separate and hit the ball in the air, and they were just popping up, pounding it to the ground.
Yep. Hey,
all right.
That's how the game goes.
We've heard where the bad place. Where's a good place to pitch, or where did you like to pitch?
Oh man, I feel like I feel like I made a lot of dreams come true. I was like the Make-A-Wish Foundation coming up through the minors. Like if somebody wanted to get called up, I was the guy that took the mound and would have them go 3 for 4 with 3 bombs. And then next thing you know, they're in the majors. That happened to Buster Posey. I don't remember a good place to pitch.Maybe in Oregon. There's places where
was a good place to go out? I think is probably the better question, right? So it's like, it didn't necessarily matter. Like I loved going to Myrtle Beach when I was in high A. I never threw a pitch in Myrtle Beach. You were down there on the boardwalk,
Yeah, so we got some stories on Myrtle Beach, but the best place, probably the best town is Nash Vegas, baby, Nashville. Oh my God. I could live there. You'd go you'd go to any bar, there's no cover, and literally the country singer that's just singing in the front of the bar, I'd buy their album like that night.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Yeah.
That's very true. That's very true.
It's
about
unbelievable. And, nice people, good drinks, good food, good vibes, just awesome. If I could live a place, I'd live there. Myrtle Beach, no slouch, man. We have some stories over there. But,
I thought you might say Lexington. Maybe you go to Two Keys. Because Lexington's high on my list. Horse country, UK. Decent after game life.
It's
You trying to put that a little PG or something?
After game life. After game life is not a term.
No, I don't.
Yeah. As a happily married man, I don't know if we can go to some of those places. But Lexington was unbelievable. And to be 22 years old, a professional athlete, and the team name was the Legends.
Oh, it was amazing. Yeah.
There's, it's a college bar, so there's lines, around the corner. You just walk straight up to the door and just say, I play for the Legends. And they go, sir, please.
I have to have my cleats on still. Walk straight from the field right over to Gambino's.
We could not wait. There was, Monday was $10 all you could drink. Tuesday was penny pitchers. Wednesdays was, $2 you call it. I didn't. There was fight night.
Yeah, fight night.
One of the bars was fight night. You literally could put on gloves and call somebody out and get in the ring and beat the crap out of each other. Unbelievable.
That's
a
great idea.
That's a fun time, right? That's good.
What a town.
That was a great town. I loved that. I loved that city for sure. Let's go back to, so we first met each other even before we were in spring training together and we played together. But then one of my best buddies' sister ended up being on a flight, right, that you were on, and there was a random meeting on a flight, right? And then all of a sudden, here we are, 2 kids later. How many kids later? 2 kids later, right?
Wait a minute, your best buddy's sister.
One of my best buddy's sisters
from Maine?
From Texas.
Okay.
So I lived with him.
I thought we were going to have another conversation or story about Maine, because apparently everything revolves around Maine.
No, nothing. There's no Maine. He didn't even know where Maine was. Josh didn't. So I was the first person he's met from Maine, right?
Let me just touch on that, because that's how I met him, Dan. Or I keep hearing about this guy from Maine, and I told you Maine. I know it's a state, but I didn't know there's people that live there. I thought it was animals and black bears.
It's just backcountry.
Ward and McCabe.
Yeah, you don't really study it in history class. You don't talk about it. It's just there. But there's a guy out of there, and literally, I came out of San Diego, which is a hotbed. There's plenty of baseball out there, but Maine. So this guy, they're like, hey, let's go somewhere. And he's like, no, I got an interview with the Maine Herald. Here
we go. The Maine Herald.
They're having a parade for me when I get home, from the off season. I have a parade, and Channel 12 wants to ask me what my favorite color is. So I'll catch up with you guys later.
Yeah. I had a big press tour.
Josh, you know what the best part is? They still call him. They call him.
They called me a month ago about it was a story about a basketball team that was really good, but I played against that basketball team, and they were like, hey, how did it feel to lose against that basketball team? I'm not even kidding you. That was the interview. It was hilarious. I sent it to Dan.
That's awesome. But so that's how I met him. I thought he was from a far off land, and I'm like, there's actually people there, and I guess a pretty good picture. So that's
I appreciate that compliment. Thank you.
Yeah.
But so that's how it tied in. Now here we're gonna hit the Rose story, okay? So we'll start with that one, and then we'll go into some of the travel stories and stuff. But so I go to the wedding. I'm in the wedding. Josh is there at the wedding. It was in Vegas.
You're in the wedding, or you're at the wedding?
In the wedding.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So we go to the wedding in Vegas at the. I don't know. We don't want to disclose the location because there was a crime. So
it's a crime scene.
Yeah. So we go to this beautiful place in Vegas, have the wedding. I was really pumping down something. I don't know what it was. We were having shots. It was SoCo Limes or something. By the way, we were still like 24 at this time. We weren't that old.
We drank the worst stuff when we were younger, by the way. SoCo Lime's disgusting.
And then we just were cranking champagne. Do you remember just cranking champagne for like hours?
Sort of.
It's rough. There's an all-time picture. I'll send it to you, Max, so you can post it. of Josh and I that we reenacted 10 years later. So I'll send you those 2 pictures. We were dressed up, modeling. Took a great. I mean, your shot was amazing. It was a great picture.
It was natural. Yeah, it was real natural.
It was all natural.
Couple takes on yours.
Couple takes. So we leave. I think he's carrying me, pretty close to carrying me. I'm on his shoulder. We get in the for some reason I had a rose, and we get in the elevator and start to go back up to the rooms to change and then go back out. I think it was like 5 p.m. It was pretty early. Oh yeah. But we were done.
Yeah.
And did I hit you with that rose, or did you hit me with a rose? I hit you with it, or you hit me, right?
So here's what happened. So
obviously he has a better understanding of what's going on.
Things are a little bit foggy, but here's what I recall. Okay, we get off the elevator. I'm kind of carrying him. We're stumbling down the hallways. I give him a little shove. Well, it just so happens that right where I shove him against the wall is a fire extinguisher. By glass,
like a big glass panel.
Yeah,
we're young. We're pretty svelte at the time. He breaks it. It shatters. Okay, it's dead. And it's loud. We kind of pause for a second, and I don't know why I remember this, but this happened. He starts crying.
What?
He cried.
I was crying. I was in a bad shape. It was like
crying.
It was like I was hurting. I was It was
okay,
I wasn't hurt. No, I wasn't hurt by the glass. No, I was emotional.
Wow.
I mean,
go ahead, Josh. Go ahead, Josh.
7,000 champagnes.
How does that make you emotional?
I was crying. I was just sad. I was like, we broke the glass. the fire alarm was going off. Yeah.
My dog died.
So he thinks he's getting arrested. He's crying. I don't know what to do. I had a rose in my hand. I don't know why. So I'm trying to get him to snap out of it. I didn't know what else to do. I slapped him across the face with the rose. Snap out.
By the way, I snapped across the face. I snapped right out of it. When you did that, I was like, okay.
So he snaps right out of it. And, a normal reaction would be, hit me back or push me or anything. Well, I don't know why I remember this, but he decided to take a bite of the rose.
Ate it.
Starts eating it and chewing on it.
It was a rough night.
I'm surprised he didn't give you a hug.
Oh, I did probably.
I did probably. We might have hugged it out after. Actually, you know what? Then I was telling this to my wife. I was like, "Yeah, Tip, I'm on this podcast, and Tip wants to talk about the rose story." And I said, "Oh yeah, didn't he eat it?" And she goes, "Yeah, and you had a bite too." So I guess I ate it.
We sat down and had a dinner that night. Yeah, I didn't make it down to the casino floor that night. I was in bed early, but I was hurt. I was hurt.
I'm still just trying to figure out why you were crying.
I was emotional. It was a big day. It was a wedding day. He threw me through a wall. I don't know. The alarms are going off. There was a lot going on in my head. This is post-injury, right? Yeah.
Oh my God!
I was just as shocked as you. So I slapped him across the face, trying to snap him out of it.
I think that's a natural reaction.
I knew that you would like this story. That's why that's basically why this guy's on here.
I was like, all right, where are you getting stitches? Were you hurt or something? Oh no, you're emotionally hurt.
Emotionally, I mean, I went through a thing, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get arrested for this. It was just one of those nights, Didn't get arrested. Yeah. So, and we're past the statute of limitations, maybe? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're fine now. We're good now. We're clear.
Yeah.
So it was great.
I think it's a cold case.
Yeah.
Case is closed at this point. Yeah.
So we're going to talk golf in a minute, but I want to talk about some traveling experiences, I guess you could say. It's because Dan loves to bust my balls on this because, the NFL and Super Bowl champ, the Patriots have 2 planes.
I wasn't there with the planes.
You weren't okay. All right. So
just a simple chartered flight. That's it.
Okay. Well, chartered flight, you experienced some chartered flights, AAA, but most of the time that we traveled, during our career was on a bus a lot of times, right? I've told some bus stories about, a pitching coach falling off the top rail, landing on the curb, because he had a rough evening. Do you have any travel trips, bus, plane? Any interesting ones for us to tell? Those are always fun.
I got 2. Okay. I'm going to go one bus and then I'm going to graduate to the plane. So we'll start with the bus. So, I'm sure you've talked about the bus rides. They're long, they're tough. Everybody knows about the grind in the minor leagues, but you get to double A and you're thinking, all right, the buses are going to step up a notch and this is going to be great. So first road trip, we get on the bus, and the bus driver looks, a little rough. And he went by Big John. So, if you can kind of picture what a Big John would look like, I think it'd be exactly what you're thinking. Mm-hmm. And so, we don't think much of it. We're kind of cruising through the season. And, when you're on a 13-hour bus ride, you got time to talk to the driver. And after you've had a couple of pops and say, what's your story? How'd you end up driving a bus? Well, at the time, we're in double A. Hunter Pence is on the team. Ben Zobrist is on the team. Matt Albers. These are all guys that went on to sign multi-million-dollar contracts. They're on these bus rides with this driver. We're talking to the driver, hey, what's your story? Well, turns out he had just gotten out of prison for having a full meth lab operation in his house.
No background check to get that bus job.
I'm like, appreciate you, Astros, just doing maybe a little more thorough background check on the driver that's driving around the future of your organization.
You're going full Breaking Bad on this one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This is pre-Breaking Bad, so it was just crazy. And so
was he telling you about it? Like the whole whole deal and
whole deal. He did not hold back at all. In fact, one time, because they had driving limits, so he'd reached his limit. So we picked up another driver, and he's sitting there explaining how to create a meth lab. If this is something that you choose to do, he went step. And some of the crazier ball players that were, they were hanging on every word.
They were taking notes, probably.
I wonder if the Astros really checked the application, because usually there's a box, yes or no. Did you ever commit a felony? Have you ever been found guilty of committing a felony?
I don't think they checked. They apparently
I think this guy came straight from jail to the bus. He literally was fresh out of the joint.
Was he a nice guy though?
And so, super nice guy. Yeah, he had our back. That's for sure. He was a good driver. So, anyways, one of our road trips, our AC breaks. Okay. We're in the middle of nowhere. It's the dead heat of summer. It's humid as heck. We're somewhere in the Midwest. We're down to our boxers. We are dripping sweat.
I guarantee it's not hotter than it is in here right now.
Oh, it's getting warm in here, but yeah, it's a boxer bus trip. Boxer bus trip. Not fun.
We're soaked. Okay, so Big John goes, I'll take care of this. I got it covered. So he leaves and comes back, and we're looking at our bus. We're like, something looks a little weird. Well, he ended up breaking out one of the windows, going to Walmart, buying one of those external AC units.
That's brilliant. Yeah. That you put on the window.
Somehow, with cardboard, duct tape, and something else, fit it into one of the windows. And so we were rolling around town for the rest, I think, the next 2 months. We didn't even bother getting it fixed. We had this external AC unit looking like hillbillies pulling up to AA games, with, big towns. And we got this trashy bus rolling in.
You got the best AC unit in the league, though.
AC.
Yeah. Those window units can crank, too.
Big John's AC.
If he can build a meth lab, he can put in an AC unit.
Yeah, that was easy for him. He was like, I got this.
It was as good as you can make it. It was unbelievable.
Big John.
That was Big John.
Graduate us to the plane. Experience. It's not the same plane experience.
So I'm thinking.
So Big John's flying the plane.
Yeah, Big John's on the plane.
No,
is he a pilot now?
Thank God pilots, they do a little more thorough check. But so you think chartered, Tip? It was not chartered. Dude, we had
Southwest or it's Northwest Airlines, right? NWA or something.
We're just your average, riders on the plane, and so we don't get to fly out after the game, like the Patriots, where they just shower and get all their powder.
Say hello to the family real quick, and then
say hello to the fam. We don't get that, so we have to spend the night whatever town we're in and take the first flight out the next morning. Okay.
It's the worst.
So with that being said, we're coming from West Coast back to Texas, and you got to make a decision. Okay. We have a 4 a.m. wake up call. All right. So you got to make a decision as an athlete. Do I want to go hard the night before, stay out till the bars close, and then come home and shower, pack my bags, and get right on the bus? Or do you try to do the right thing and get some rest and try to catch 2-3 hours of sleep.
And how old are you right now?
At this time, I'm 26.
Okay.
26 years old. So young, just a pup. Okay. And so 2 teammates that I just love dearly. One guy's name is Evan. Can we say last names, Tip?
It's up to you.
You certainly can. I mean, I think we could say this one because he looks like Drago on Rocky, and I have a million stories with him. And by the way, has anybody heard from him?
I don't know if he's still alive.
Nobody knows where he is. So yeah, we can drop it. Yep. Let it rip.
So it's Evan Engelbrook. The guy, Dan, the guy's a specimen. Okay. He's a physical specimen. His claim to fame is that he beat Michael Phelps in like a swimming race when he was like 7.
Oh, no way.
No, it was like when he was like 15. Have you ever seen at spring training, Engelbrook used to jump in the spring training pool and literally do 2 gigantic butterflies and be at the other end.
Yeah.
Like it was it was world class swimming by him, and his claim to fame is that he beat Michael Phelps in the butterfly.
So he beat Michael Phelps at some point, in his career, and that was his pickup line. Like he'd meet a girl, and say, I beat Michael Phelps. Yeah. And
well, he was also 6'8". He was also 6'8", 250.
And I'm wearing a Speedo right now.
Yeah, and he was carved out of stone.
Yeah.
Like and he would eat.
Carved.
Remember, he used to eat like 7 Chipotle. This is when Chipotle just could really come out. He used to eat like literally. He'd go to Chipotle and get like 7 burritos and eat them all. Like have no problem doing.
Yeah, we paid him. We said we'll give you $20 a burrito, and he I think he ended up at 7 and was still fine. Like I would be just exploding.
Yakking all. We had a guy on the Pats like that, Steve Neal. I've never seen a guy like eat so much food.
Oh, and Engelbrook's from Pennsylvania too, by the way.
Hey, all the great ones are.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah.
I think he was Amish. Wasn't he Amish or
something? There was something about him. Like so Engelbrook. Before we get to the rest of that story, Engelbrook was my roommate one year at spring training. So spring training, like you're in a hotel. And you get a roommate, when you're at those levels. So Engelbrook ends up, you get like your assignment before you get down to spring training, like who's your roommate going to be? I remember getting it.
Got to be like college. Hey, what are you going to bring? And I'll bring this.
Yeah, kind of, but it's like, who am I going to be with down there? Who's going to be? I get it. It says Engelbrook on it, and I'm going, oh my god, I know Engelbrook. I experienced him before. Here's the great part though, I didn't see him one night. He was never in the hotel. I never saw him. He'd come. It would get done with the game, jump in the pool, swim for a little bit, tan, and then I'd see him at practice the next day. I don't know where he went. So he was a great roommate. Yeah, great roommate.
No, so Engelbrook and another guy, Ryan McKellar. You might have heard of him.
He's going to be on soon. Yep, great guy.
So they decide to choose the option 1, Dan, which is let's go hard.
Sure.
And let's roll the dice and hop right on the plane. Well, we're on the bus at 4 a.m. They're nowhere to be found. All right, they're calling them. We're banging on we're doing everything. Hotel, do a wellness check, everything. So we're all in our suits because we do have to travel in a suit in AAA. So it's always fun to put a suit on at 4 a.m.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
About an hour and a half of sleep. Well, finally at like 4:15, they come stumbling out in jeans, like ripped shirts. Their shirts are unbuttoned down to their, belly buttons, and they just look like hell. All right, they look like hell. So we get to the airport, we get on the plane, and we're sitting there, and I see commotion. I'm like, what? I was like, what's happening? Like, is everything all right? Because I take my iPod out and check it out. And so Engelbrook, imagine a 6'8" just beast. Okay, they end up dragging him out of his seat. He blacked out. Okay, he blacked out on mid-flight. He's gone. He's asleep. Okay, they lay him in the aisle of like a Southwest plane. So imagine a 6'8" specimen. He's taking up like 6 rows. Okay, they lay him down. He's white as a ghost. And I'm thinking like, is this guy gonna die in the middle of the flight? Like, what's going on? And so they put the oxygen tank on him. The flight attendants are they put the full-on oxygen, and our trainer, Otis, he's like, he knows Engelbrook. He knows he was hungover. He didn't even budge. Our athletic trainer was like,
he's had to do it before, probably.
He could have died. And our trainer was like, not my problem. That was his choice. So he didn't even budge. And so finally he comes to about 30 minutes later of getting a full tank or 2 of oxygen. So turns out he passed out. So he was on the aisle seat, and there's a young girl and her mom on the seats next to him. And he ended up passing out laid across them. So he passed out on their lap. So imagine being a young girl and your mom and Andre the Giant blacks out on your lap mid-flight. So you'd think they'd be traumatized. Well, Engelbrook, he comes to, turns out to come to find out he got the girl's number after he wakes up, got her number, ended up dating her for like a year.
That's Engelbrook. That's the Engelbrook right there.
That's a hell of a plane flight.
The girl and her mom. So not only does the mom allow this to happen, but they end up full on dating after he blacks out on her lap.
Getting oxygen on the plane.
Guy's a stud.
Getting oxygen. Thought he was going to die.
He would be the ultimate podcast guest, especially if he could let it rip. He could go for days.
Someone's got to track him down.
Nobody can. Yeah, nobody can. I've tried multiple times. I got his number right here. Which we call him live, Max.
If he's Amish, he probably doesn't have a phone, right?
Well, we don't.
Yeah, he's Amish.
We don't know what. We don't know. Yeah, we don't know where he is in the world. Where in the world is Evan Engelbrook? We can put that out. We'll do we got a following starting to build. Maybe we'll go track him down. So he's not on LinkedIn. So I haven't seen him on LinkedIn yet.
No, I doubt he's employed. He's probably, on a wagon somewhere in Pennsylvania. Who knows?
Good chance. This is a good chance. Golf. Let's talk golf. Because Dan and I are golfers. We both have. By the way, you got to come out here.
Not very good golfers.
Well, you're a good golfer.
We're trying.
Good. I mean, we're both. What are you now? What's your handicap now? Are you playing a lot, or what's going on?
Do you have time in between the pictures?
I got 2 young kids.
Yep, we do too.
Between the dick modeling and everything else going on, I have I got 2 sons. Little League just happened. I had a T-ball all-star that I was coaching. So my 4-year-old made all-stars T-ball, which I don't even know was a thing. And then I had a 7. So every Tuesday night, Wednesday night, I had a game, and then doubleheader every Saturday. So I didn't a whole lot of time to hit the links. So I'm not necessarily a great golfer. I've just been very fortunate to play some of the nicest courses in around. So
yeah, that's where this is leading into. Because if you play 10 rounds a year, you might be a 20 round a year guy, but 19 of those are on, in the top 30 in the world, basically is kind of your thing. You only choose to play the highest level golf courses. So explain to us.
That's correct. If I'm going to play, if I'm going to play, I'm going to make the most of it. Yeah, basically. Yeah.
So run us down through.
Again, that goes with the humbleness. Of
the humbleness. Yeah. So run us through a list, Mick. Like, where have you been? Where have you been recently? Where's your favorite place to play?
Well, recently, my last couple rounds was a place. I don't know if you can see Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah. Okay. With the island green thing that you take the boat out to it. It's world class.
Take a boat called the Putter. You take a boat called the Putter right out to the hole. Island green. It's gorgeous. It's unbelievable. It's pristine.
Big John's driving the boat too.
Yeah, Big John's behind the wheel now.
I wouldn't be here if Big John was driving that boat. So it was a sweet old lady taking us back and forth. So Coeur d'Alene, I was just there. Then from there, I went to Pebble Beach and played Pebble and Spanish Bay.
This is recently.
Yeah, this was a couple months ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
And then I get to play a place called the Preserve. Okay. So I'm very fortunate. My aunt and uncle pretty much own Pebble Beach as far as real estate goes. They're the top real estate people out there. So they know people. So turns out the CEO of Pepsi or something is a member at this course. And so it's called the Preserve. All right. And you got to go through about 9 gates to get to it. So it's pretty exclusive. You don't see any other humans. It just feels weird. It's like you're the only one there. Okay. And every single hole is its own hole. You feel like you're the only one on the course on every hole. Okay.
What state is it in? What state is it in? Where is it?
It's in Carmel. It's the Santa Lucia Preserve. It's California. Yeah. And so I go there, I take off my tennis shoe. I didn't have, $5,000 shoes like all the members there, but I take off my Under Armour tennis shoes.
That's probably a good call. I don't think you can wear those in there.
Yeah, sponsored. They were Dick's sponsored tennis shoes. You probably got those.
Yep. They were free.
Yep.
They were free. So I go there. I take them off to put my golf shoes on. I go take a leak. I come back. They're shined. I was gone for literally like a minute and a half. They looked nicer than when I bought them.
They had your size and that exact style in stock. They just put it out. They put a new pair out there.
I didn't even see anybody. And then somebody came out of a shelf somewhere and shined my tennis shoes while I was taking a leak, and they were gorgeous. They were sparkling. Mm-hmm. And your name's on a locker when you get there, you know, that your name's on a locker, even though you're not a member. And then on the range, you're hitting balls on the range, and there's a guy there wiping your clubs after every shot. I was just milking it. I was just taking in every moment.
Mm-hmm. Was that your favorite course? Is that your favorite? What's your favorite? Is that the preserve?
Yeah,
not everything around it. But what's your favorite course? What's your favorite course to play?
I would have to go with I'd have to go with Pebble.
Come on. If you said anything different, unless it was Augusta National.
Yeah.
You haven't done that, have you?
Yeah.
Augusta National?
I haven't got Augusta yet. No.
You said yeah.
No, he knows it's coming. He knows it's coming. What'd you do on the par 3?
Get there.
On the par 3 7th at Pebble? Par?
So I played it 3 times, and the first time I came up short in the bunker. Mm-hmm. It was like 40-mile-an-hour winds right in your face coming off Lake Pacific. And so I think I hit it's like 120 yards, and I think I nutted an 8-iron, and I was still short.
No way.
Because I hit it in the air. And then the second time I went long over the green. Mm-hmm. I hope I didn't seal, hope PETA I don't know. I didn't hit a seal for sure.
Yep.
There were some seals in the area, but don't come after me. Don't email me. Then the third time I hit the fringe. So finally buckled down. So I'm 0 for 3.
2 putt par?
Yeah, two bogeys and a par.
All right. That's fine.
Yeah,
that's a good score.
Nothing special, but it's fun. But I have parred 18 twice.
All right, that's good.
So down where the ocean's on the left hand.
The dog leg left.
Yeah, with a tree.
Yep.
Yes.
That's nice.
The tree right in the middle.
Nice finish.
Yeah. Did you go the long way around? You take it over the water.
Ooh.
I unintentionally took it over the water. I'm a lefty, so I played a little draw, started over the Lake Pacific, and let the ocean breeze bring it back to the fairway. And so the tree was out of play on my second. So pretty good angle in.
Where did you play during spring training? Did you play much during spring training? Because I played quite, but like, where did you play? I don't remember playing that much. We played some. Was it Remington? Or one of those places? Remember, like Remington?
Oh, yeah, Remington. Yeah. Played Remington all the time with
Falcons
Jeff
Fire.
Macker.
Oh, Macker.
So
I know
Dan
Macker.
And Macker were like roommates.
Yeah, I was roommates with Macker my sophomore year.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Oh, yeah.
We tried calling him this fall.
We were
from
having too many
phone.
high lifes.
Wrong number. No idea.
No,
who
it
it was.
wasn't it. No, I think it was the right number.
Oh, was it?
I think he texted. No, maybe he didn't. No, we can get it from Josh.
Yeah, we gotta get him on.
Yeah, Macker and I were
Macker,
same year at BC.
BC, yeah, I got a story about Macker really quick. So Myrtle Beach, Tip. You know Myrtle Beach.
Yeah,
okay?
I certainly do.
You walk on the boardwalk. Do you see all those fish? Coming up and like. Big mouths, big cheeks. And so for whatever reason, that always reminded us of Macker. So the whole team was like, you could drop a quarter in one of those machines and get some fish food and feed all those fish. So we wrote notes all over, 25 cents to feed the Mackers, and hammering him like, Macker, how's your family? I fed him on the way here. We all pooled all our change and got like a whole plate. And so the spread after the game, we had our peanut butter and jelly, and then we had a whole plate of fish food and put a Macker spread here. So we put a spread together for Macker and his family. So
that's
it never gets old too. It's just one of those
jokes
things.
Come up nonstop. Actually, I have one for you because you were more of a bullpen guy for a lot of it, right? Were you a starter in Corpus Christi most of the time?
Mostly starter. One year I was a bullpen guy because I took a off my wrist opening day, and I
I think that might have been the year either I was there or maybe the year after that. I can't remember, but
that was 06. Yeah, 06.
Yeah. So when you were in Midland, were you ever in the bullpen in Midland?
Oh yeah.
So the bullpen in Midland, and I don't know I can't remember if we've told this story, if I've told you, is down and everybody's standing around it, right? Up high. And you would put the cup on the plate, and then you'd have kids throw quarters or whatever into the cup to try to get a ball. At the end of the night, you'd have like $130. You'd buy all the booze.
Well, so you keep, if they don't get it in, or you keep it. It's like a wishing well.
It's hilarious. You put the cup on the plate and you go, hey, quarter shot. You make it, you get a ball. By the way, we don't care who.
Yeah. By the way, how was the game going?
Yeah, we didn't pay for the balls.
How was the game going?
No idea.
No,
but
nobody cared.
You got kids going out getting $10 in quarters, throwing them down there trying to get a ball. Hey, sorry, missed. People come by, do it again. The Midland home team paid for their entire clubhouse, like all their furniture and TVs and everything out there one year. Like they bought a whole new thing because of all the money they raised.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was wild. I remember that.
Do you remember pulling up to the stadium in Midland and you're like, you pull up and there's two stadiums and one is massive and just gorgeous.
Yep.
And like, nice. I didn't expect Midland. And they're like, no, you guys are at that shit box down the street. That's the high school football stadium.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we played there in August. I remember, and there was a game. There was a preseason game. There was 40,000 people there. I think it was packed, and there was 1,500 people at the game. It was wild down there. That's Midland, Odessa, Permian. That's the whole Friday Night Lights scene.
I want to say, is that the one where they built that new stadium and it was going bad or something like that? I played with a guy in the Broncos, J.D. Walton, and he went from Texas, but he went to one of those things like a $60 million high school stadium.
I'm sure. Yeah.
And it's just insane.
Oh. Yeah. This was also the tarantulas at Midland. Jeez, the tarantulas everywhere down there.
Oh, you love spiders.
Oh, and I can't stand them. And it would rain, and literally they'd come down the water spout, and like they'd be all over the field. You're like, get me out of here. Yeah, that's my
hotel?
Had the miniature golf course inside of it.
Yeah,
remember?
Ping pong table in the lobby. There's nothing to do, Dan. There's a 7-Eleven down the street. It closes at like 5 p.m. because it gets held up every night.
Yeah.
It's open past 5. It gets held up, and so you can't even get a water, anything. You had to take a to get food.
Oh.
Yep, that was a tough trip.
That's the life, man.
That was tough.
You guys led a good life back then.
Oh yeah, well, that's
a tough life.
We
man.
both played in Lexington. That was a good time. We both played in Corpus. That wasn't a bad time. But Midland was not a place to be.
How long were you guys in Midland?
No, 3-game series.
Oh, just a series in and out.
Probably 2 times a year, maybe 3. I can't remember, maybe something like that.
After a 13-hour bus ride.
Yeah, it wasn't a great place that you wanted to be for sure. I've got a couple this or that's for you.
Oh,
okay.
Yes.
What do you like more? Okay. Ponderosa or Pollo Loco?
Oh, Pollo Loco. If I see a Ponderosa right now, I will puke in my mouth. It is like Sizzler is like a Ruth Chris compared to Ponderosa.
Yep.
So those are, you don't like the ice cream? You could eat ice cream too at the end?
Loved it, but like we had to eat there every day during spring. We had 3 or 4 restaurants that you could just go to, and like remember you had the red card. You had the red card in your wallet. I still have it.
Like $10. Yeah, you got to spend like $10.
Yeah, and then
you got a salad and a chicken breast. It might have been like raccoon breast. I have no idea. It was
spicy. I get the spicy one sometimes. Like, and all it was just chicken breast, and they just put Tabasco sauce on the top. That was good.
I've never eaten at Pollo Loco.
Pollo Loco was not. I mean, wasn't a huge difference between the two, but it was like an early day Chipotle kind of almost. But it was like pulled chicken kind of and like rice. And
he's not liking that either.
It was,
So that wins over Ponderosa.
No, nothing special. Okay. So yeah. No, okay. If you have a choice between the two, it's Pollo Loco all day, Dan. No doubt.
No doubt. Okay.
I'm gonna try it.
Round Rock or Corpus? What did you like better? Round Rock, a little more inland, Corpus on the water? What was a more pleasurable experience?
Round Rock, dude. Round Rock. Okay. That's my opinion. If you're going to be in minor league ball, that's the place to be. The fans, the atmosphere, it was packed every night, Monday through Sunday, and the fans are into the game. They're not just there, and they catch a couple pitches here and there. They're like into it. And they took so good care of us from the clubhouse. We got to go to Nolan Ryan's house prior to the season. Were you at that trip?
I went there. Yeah, that was the year. That was the year we went there. And we saw the 7 no-hitter balls.
That was the year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
And his shower was bigger than our whole locker room.
That's right.
His shower.
Yep.
45 shower heads on it. I don't even know.
Yeah. That was that year. Yeah, because we ended up
2 seconds later.
We ended up doing the home and homes. Remember, we were together in Corpus, and we went to Round Rock, and then they came to us. Cody Ransom hit a ball off me that hit the bridge in Corpus Christi. I remember. But yeah, we went to Nolan Ryan's house. It was awesome. It was fun. That was a good time.
Yeah.
So Round Rock for you there. All right.
For sure.
You said you're from California. So surfer or skateboarder?
Or model.
Surf.
Or model.
Surf? Well, model, that's coming up next.
That's a given, Dan. So it's surf because here's the deal. I did both, but you fall off a surfboard, you land on water. You fall off a skateboard, you're
okay.
You're hurt.
Got it.
It's straight.
Okay, so you're more of a water
You could
guy.
get bit by a shark, but I'd roll the dice to not break a wrist.
Well, and anything that you could do without your shirt on probably at that time in your life. You're like,
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did both.
The man is practical.
Practical. Yeah, practical. That's a new word.
God damn it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. This is my favorite one. Zoolander or Hansel?
Oh.
Oh, Hansel.
Hansel.
Are you kidding me?
He's so hot right now.
Hansel's so hot.
Yeah, and he had the long hair. Hansel's so hot.
He has some frosty tips.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he was.
I knew you were.
And just his whole vibe. I mean, he was just chill. Zoolander was a little too high strung.
So
too many looks. Hansel was.
Yeah. Zoolander's from the Northeast and Hansel's from California.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just about probably right. Absolutely.
You knew the answer there. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's it. That's what I've got for you. We got to have him back because we could go all day with these stories. I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you telling everybody in the world that I cried. Thank you for that. So I was wondering where you're gonna go with it, and I was like, "This son of a bitch." Yeah,
it was raw emotion.
It was raw. It was raw emotion. You cried with me. We cried together, probably.
It still doesn't make sense.
I did not.
You might have been
I
actually
didn't cry for the record.
time out. I bet.
I hope you didn't, Josh. I hope you never drink champagne again.
You know what's really funny is the next year, I think it was the next year. I've probably cried 4 times in the last 15 years. Over under might be 5, right?
Ballpark.
You've been there twice, I think. Because the next
What
year,
was the other one?
We haven't told these stories yet on the pod, and this will be an episode, and you might have to come back on. When I got released, the only person that that's a weird experience. I told Dan these guys have a sit down meeting. What do they do in baseball? They literally just take your jersey down. and then you sit there. Remember, sit there, and but you sit there in front of your locker.
It's different every year. There's times where guys made it out to stretch, they made it in the clubhouse.
Those are bad.
Somebody would come.
Yeah,
Those are bad. The field and they're done.
Yeah.
There's some the old major league where there's a red tag in your locker. But remember Paulie Tip? He would wear a black jacket.
Yep.
He'd wear a black jacket.
Release days, he would wear a black Astros jacket, and you knew okay, today's a release day, and you just hoped that you weren't going to get yanked off the field.
You're not making eye contact with anybody.
No, you're hiding. You're hiding.
Absolutely.
But I do remember when I got released, I go out, I'm like, okay, I guess I got my bag. You have your meeting, and then you're just don't know what to do. And I was released kind of late, too, so there wasn't big groups of people getting released, so there wasn't lots of guys that you were walking out with. So I go out there, I'm like, I don't even know where to go right now. He came running out, and he's like, hey, what's going on? I was like, I don't know what to do right now. What do I do? And you're like, go back to the hotel, grab a beer. I remember that was very nice of you to do. And then, some other people.
And then I went there and cried.
Well, I was probably already sniffling when I saw him. So he's 2 for 4 on my cry chart for the last 15 years.
Maybe it's just him.
It's emotional. I'm emotional.
I just bring out raw emotion.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a gift.
Absolutely. It's a gift.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, if you come out here, can we play golf? Or can we pull you out here to play golf?
Can we go to his place and play golf?
Yeah, wait a minute. What are we talking about?
Can we
go to
there?
you, please? Yeah. So
I'll see what I can do. If you guys can get Tom Brady on the podcast, and then I can tell my kids I was a guest on the same podcast that Tom Brady.
But you were here first.
I'll get you out there.
You were here first.
Yeah, you were
That's
here
what
first.
I'm saying.
Okay.
No.
We could call 12 right now if you want. You want to? I mean, that's Dan's boy. I don't know if you see the the Kentucky Derby pictures and everything. So, maybe
I know
follow.
it's Dan's boy, but Tip.
Well,
You can't talk to him. Don't act like.
No. I live vicariously through Dan in that situation because that's my guy.
You would freeze. You think you're a speaker? You would freeze.
He would cry.
No,
he would cry.
Yeah, first of all, I'd cry. Absolutely.
He would cry.
If you want to do another cry right now, you call him. We'll get 3 cries with you one time.
Just say my name. Just say my name once.
I love it.
You'd cry, and you'd need a drool bucket. You'd need a drool bucket because you'd just be drooling and foaming at the mouth.
Absolutely.
The whole podcast.
No question. No question. I wouldn't be able to say a thing. I wouldn't be able to say a thing. But bring us out there. Actually, we are coming out your way in November.
Oh.
Because there's as far as we know so far, we still got to get it on the calendar. But Jake Hutt, who's on Instagram, awesome golf instructor. He's doing something in San Diego. So I know you're in Arizona now, but maybe you go to San Diego.
Closer to San Diego than here.
That's close enough for you to get to, I'm assuming.
I think I can get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So maybe we'll get him on the invite.
If you need is it teams?
No, it's going to be a big event.
I know,
and then it's a draft.
Individual? Oh,
it's a draft.
Oh, okay.
It's a draft. And from what I've heard, we might be captains potentially. It's going to be an interesting. They're going to be captains, but we might be early picks, assistant captains, kind of like the Ryder Cup.
Keep practicing.
So so be ready for that.
Torrey Pines? Torrey Pines?
No, it's
somewhere dusty.
Starts with an M. Yeah, somewhere dustier. But
Medeiros?
Yes. Medeiros, that's it.
That's gorgeous course. Gorgeous.
That's it.
So if he's played there, it's got to be good.
If you've played there, yeah. I mean, it has to be.
It's lower on my list, but gorgeous. Still gorgeous. Be good for you guys.
Okay,
yeah,
perfect. That's great. How's the sweat?
I've actually tried not to move for 45 minutes. Just so,
lift the arm.
I'm not lifting the arm. Are you crazy?
Oh God, I bet it's terrible.
It's like a waterfall
I think it's
down
all the way
there.
down to his hip. I'm pretty sure.
God, yeah, it is. I've tried not to move for like 45 minutes. I could feel it dripping. Wait till you see my back. It's
I
going
don't
to be
even want to
insane.
look because my upper lip is soaked right now. So anyway,
actually, you've got the jacket. I want to see where you live.
Make Dan sweat. I don't know.
Man, it's the model in you.
It absolutely
call
is.
me Hollywood.
It's
the background.
It's the background. So Josh Muecke, professional baseball player, dick model, and something else.
But do you
Dick's model?
Do you introduce yourself to all podcasts like that? Or is this your first podcast?
I was digging my first and could be my last.
We've been digging deep on guests lately, so But I will say that you were a crowd. People were asking for you in our big group of 15,000 people that we're in. That has just turned into an absolute war zone. 50-50 split on politics and everything else. One last thing. Now I'm rambling now, but I are you going to do the California lawsuit thing? I need advice on this. Can I call you on this?
I already did it. I'm done. I'm case closed. I'm done.
Did you get paid?
Oh yeah.
So I should do it then. Do I have to fly?
You have to fly out there and get a physical.
I just got the letter.
Oh.
I just got the letter to hey, you qualify. You need to do this.
I don't know if you qualify, but you have to be from California. You have to have been, live in California in the off season. It helps if you have a California agent.
I played in California.
There was something with the NFL like that, but there was like a loophole that I think you're talking about, but it was closed. I don't know if that's still. I don't know.
I got the thing. It said if you played in California.
Yeah.
I played in Lancaster.
Good check.
Not well.
Yeah, it's worth it. I had to do a deposition. I had to fly to California twice. I had to get 5 MRIs. I had to go for a hearing. So it was a 2-year process, but that is well worth it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So maybe I'll have to call you offline on this one, and then we can chat.
Yeah, I got a lawyer if you need it. Yeah, I got a guy.
All right, so maybe I'll do that.
Nice.
Sounds good. All right,
Man.
Josh.
Okay.
We'll catch you later. Have
All right,
a
guys.
good night.
All right,
I'll be
Josh.
texting you soon.
Pleasure.
All right.
Pleasure, guys. Dave,
Later, buddy.
Wave goodbye.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to do. Just like this.
You got to come back on soon.
It's hotter than Texas in here right now.
It is hot. It is hot. All right, Mickey. See you later.
Past Our Prime is brought to you by Squadlocker. Squadlocker is your one-stop shop for custom team apparel, delivered right to your front door. Learn more by visiting squadlocker.com.